Welcome to USMLEFasttrack.com. The section we're going to talk about today is from First Aid for the USMLE Step 1, 2013 edition.
Page 215. Leukocyte extravasation. Briefly describe the picture of leukocyte extravasation. To understand leukocyte extravasation, we first of all will understand the whole thing that happens. Firstly, neutrophils inside the lumen of your blood vessels is moving along normally. So it's inside the lumen, it goes about doing its own thing inside the lumen. Now there are some neutrophils that like to hang around close to the endothelium. In this area, the way they travel along is by rolling, and the way they roll is by protein-protein interaction. So as you can see here in the picture, the PMN, which stands for the polymorphonuclear leukocyte, also known as a granulocyte, will have a protein called sialyl Lewis X, and that attaches to the E-selectin or P-selectin to perform that rolling action. So as this rolling action is continuing close to the endothelium, if there is any sort of inflammation, this will cause the endothelial cells to express proteins such as ICAM. So as you can see here in the picture, at the level of inflammation, the endothelial cells will express proteins like ICAM. And whenever ICAM is expressed, whenever the neutrophils detect this, the rolling action will stop at this level. So as you see here in the picture, the rolling is stopping at this level. Once the rolling has stopped at the level of ICAM, and this will lead to the neutrophils squeezing out and going into the interstitium, and this process is called diapedesis. And once the neutrophil is out into the interstitium, it will follow bacterial products and cytokines to get to the site of injury and cause inflammation. What is expressed by the vasculature or the stroma that allows neutrophils to roll along the side of endothelium? The vasculature or the stroma expresses E-selectin or P-selectin that helps neutrophils roll along the side of the endothelium. What is expressed by the leukocyte that attaches to that E-selectin or P-selectin? Leukocytes expresses sialyl Lewis X protein that attaches to that E-selectin or P-selectin in order to perform that rolling action. What is expressed by the vasculature or the stroma to stop the neutrophils by creating tight binding? The vasculature or the stroma will express ICAM1 that will cause the neutrophils to stop at this area by causing tight binding. What protein of leukocyte will bind to ICAM1 to cause that tight binding? LFA1, also known as integrin, will bind to that ICAM1, and this will cause a tight binding, which will cause the neutrophils to stop rolling at this level. What happens after tight binding in leukocyte extravasation? After tight binding, there is diapedesis when the leukocytes travel between endothelial cells and exit the blood vessels. What protein is expressed by the vasculature and stroma as well as with leukocytes that causes diapedesis? The protein that's expressed at this level is the PCAM1. What is the next step after diapedesis and leukocyte extravasation? After diapedesis, the next step is migration, when the leukocytes travel through interstitium to site of injury or infection guided by chemotactic signals. Name the cytokines that the neutrophils will follow to get to the site of injury. Neutrophils will follow cytokines such as C5a, interleukin-8, LTB4, and kallikrein. What is the mnemonic to help you remember some of these cytokines? The mnemonic just remembers silk, or C-I-L-K, and that C stands for C5a, I is for the interleukin-8, L is for the LTB4, and the K is for kallikrein.
For more information on this topic, click on the link in the description section below. For a full USMLE Step 1 review, be sure to check us out at USMLEFasttrack.com, where we help you review the entire first aid for the USMLE Step 1 with high quality videos and hundreds of detailed pictures for a better understanding of the material. So to learn from the best USMLE review book, be sure to check us out at USMLEFasttrack.com.